Hello and welcome to my Elite Dangerous from Scratch 2. Yeah, it's 2. It's the second one. I have 5 accounts. And I have a main account that has a fleet carrier, 10 ships, 10.6 billion in credits, full materials. All of my ships in that account are engineered to pretty much the max, what you would call all of it's an end game. Well, I started a from scratch series, the one before this one, where we started over and we just had one Python and we got up to 1.6 billion. We've engineered our modules, filled up most of our materials, not all, and I was ready to start another from scratch. It takes me about a month and a half playing off and on, quite a bit, but I don't play solid. And so I'm ready for a restart from scratch again. So this is restart 2, or from scratch 2, and it's a lot of fun to go back and start over again. You can watch for Steam sales or Epic game sales. So you can find Elite Dangerous, which now has Horizons, for $7.50 or less. The Epic one was free. So just watch for that. Well, I use voice attack, so I can bind some of the commands to voice. So if you'll hear me do like sys and then something, and it will cause things to happen. So yours probably won't do that, because if you're not using voice attack. It's about a $10 application that allows you to bind your commands, which is a lot of fun. And I use a VR headset. I currently use, as of this video, a Oculus Rift S. My HP Reverb G2 is supposed to arrive tomorrow. So you're going to get to see in this series where I'm playing with the Oculus Rift S, and then it converts to an HP Reverb G2. So we're going to go through the tutorial, and I'm going to try not to overspeak the commentator. We're going to act like we're brand new, and you can exit at any time. You can hit the exit button. Now, based on how you play, I have a VR headset, VR controllers, and I can hit the Windows button on the controller, and I can go to exit, and you can completely restart as many times as you want, over and over and over again. And at first, that's a good idea, because my most frustrating time that I had playing this game is when I first started. So what these from scratch series are to help you get further, help you get to an end game. Now, there's not a true end game. You can just keep playing forever. Like my main account, I can just keep playing it, and there's really no end game. So well, let's get started. If you look up there to the left, you see our Sidewinder setting up and floating in space. Well, we're going to go get in that when I hit start. So again, thank you for coming along. Be sure to continue watching. And since there's other series, you can skip ahead at any time too. So let's get started.
Make yourself comfortable while we finish some preliminary ship checks. My name's Theo Acosta, and I'll be running your Pilots Federation evaluation. Most pilots assigned to me earn their license, so as long as you follow my instructions, you'll be a commander in no time. They sound like an Imperial, but I'm actually from an independent system. combat, and frameshift drive use. This Sidewinder has been installed with a specialized computer that'll take control at certain points. Mostly you'll follow a series of objectives to guide your actions. These are shown in the info panel at the top right of the head-up display. Okay, you're good to go. Select auto launch from the options ahead of you when you're ready.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and hit that.
Ship release confirmed. Auto launch sequence underway.
The beauty of auto launch is that you can relax and enjoy the view. One of the ways that technology allows us to appreciate the good things in life. Other applicants are departing for their own evaluations, but this isn't a race. Each of the coming stages can be completed at your own pace.
The Type 9 transporter coming in the mail slot. That's what that opening is called. It's called the mail slot. And again, I'm using a VR headset, so I can look up and around and all kinds of stuff. And in another playlist, I have 4 cutters, which are probably bigger than that. They hold more cargo. The big ships are a lot of fun, but they're like flying a freight train. They're not as agile.
Remarkable, isn't it? For so long, humanity gazed up at the stars in wonder. We're not distracted by one of Earth's many wars. And now, we glide between them without a second thought. Here we are. Your first task is to demonstrate basic ship movements. The ship's trajectory is primarily controlled by pitch, yaw, and roll. Perform each of these now. Good. Now increase your throttle to accelerate forwards. Decrease the throttle to resume a stationary position. Your throttle can also be pulled back from 0 to engage reverse thrust. As before, push the throttle in the opposite direction to cease moving. Inputs confirmed. Looks like you've got the hang of individual controls. Let's see if you can put them all together. Your next task is to guide your ship through a series of checkpoints. Head towards the course, following the target indicator. The course weaves through an orbital structure and is designed for the novice pilot.
But again, you can start over as many times as you want.
Accelerate through the first checkpoint when you're ready to start.
So you can hit the exit, go to exit, you can restart, skip the training, whatever you want to do.
Through the center of the first checkpoint. You'll notice that they change color as you fly through them.
Go at your own speed. As he said, it's not a race.
And we're off. There's no time limit, so maintain a comfortable speed while you familiarize yourself with the controls.
And when we hit escape a while ago, you could see that there's that restart. You can just keep restarting until you get comfortable.
Rolling and pitching together is the most efficient way of turning rapidly.
I'll slow down a little bit. No sense in going too fast. So you can spend a whole lot of time just doing this training over and over again.
It's good practice to consider the angle and speed of your approach. See the blue marker beside the throttle gauge? This indicates the optimum turning speed. You're approaching a particularly sharp turn, so I advise slowing down to prevent any mishaps.
Get comfortable with your controls. That's the main thing in the beginning. Get comfortable. It's not really that hard. And as you play longer, the longer you play, the easier it gets. So
Your ship's boost function greatly increases your speed, but use it wisely. That's the last checkpoint. The Sidewinder is an agile craft, and you handled it well. A new icon has appeared on the sensor display in the center of your dashboard. This represents a nearby beacon, which you'll soon scan as part of your evaluation. Target the beacon before we continue. You're going to use your ship's data link scanner to analyze the beacon, but you need to deploy hardpoints first.
sys deploy. Like I said, I use
Good.
voice attack.
Most external modules are installed on hardpoints, including weapons. Control is back with you. The beacon is relatively small, so you'll need to position yourself close to it. Your target must be within range and lined up in front of you. You can scan the beacon now. Well done. The data link scanner is a versatile tool that connects with network interfaces and various data points. You need to move to another area of this star system to continue your assessment, pilot. Rather than travel for the next year using your thrusters, you can employ the ship's frameshift drive to increase your speed by a few orders of magnitude. First, ensure that the ship is correctly secured. Your landing gear, cargo
Sys
scoop,
deploy.
and hardpoints must all be retracted. When you're ready, throttle up and engage Super Cruise.
Charging. Ready to engage. 3, 2, 1, engage.
All readouts look good. You're now accelerating towards a velocity comparative to the speed of light, measured in c. a star system, allowing you to cover significant distances in minutes. Usually you'll retain control in supercruise, but on this occasion your ship's computer is following a preset path. This is a good time to familiarize yourself with a couple of the cockpit panels available to you. In the top left of your HUD is the comms panel, which displays pilot communications and contacts across several channels. The top right is your info panel. Entries here mostly relate to your ship's status, computer messages, and events happening around you. Ah, there we go. Welcome to Lightspeed.
And I only play solo.
Watch the distance and speed markers on the dashboard. These are used to help you accurately disengage at your destination.
And in the beginning I would not play open if I was you. I have what they call gankers.
This lesson will introduce the basics of combat. Several static and mobile targets will be provided around a decommissioned megaship. We'll also cover some situational information about weaponry and target tracking. And yes, you'll get to shoot those weapons you saw earlier.
Yeah, gankers will kill you. They're real players and they'll kill you just for fun. So stay in solo until you're ready for that. I only play solo.
Astronomical bodies have a gravitational effect on the FSD, reducing your ship's speed. The closer the body, the greater the effect.
Yeah, I never play open. I would suggest you don't until you're ready to do so.
The frameshift drive is disengaged. Welcome to the combat zone. Before you start shooting, however, try analyzing the megaship with a data link scanner.
Sys deploy. You have to hold the trigger while it's scanning.
Well done. It's often worth scanning objects you're unfamiliar with to learn more about them. Next, you need to activate your weapons by cycling to a different fire group. You'll notice that your weapons are now listed on your HUD. Fire groups allow you to manage your hardpoints efficiently. Let's begin the combat evaluation. Destroy several of the canisters. Thrusters are particularly useful for navigating around large structures. Why not give them a try? All weapons have an effective range, so you may need to move closer here. Your cannon will automatically reload until the ammunition supply runs out. Meanwhile, your laser will fire until the capacitor is depleted, at which point it will need to recharge.
Yep, hit the wrong button. I'm good about that.
Quota achieved. Let's dial up the challenge a notch, shall we? An unmanned craft has arrived nearby. These drones are used by the Pilots Federation as target practice, and they're quite harmless. To continue, bring the craft into your sights and open fire.
And you can use your throttle. Usually if I'm gonna lose them, I'll throttle back. They're gonna go over my
I
head.
recommend targeting your opponent during combat.
Trying to. There it is.
Notice how your reticules move towards your target. Your ship's gimbaled weapons offer a degree of aiming assistance.
Target destroyed.
which excels at stripping away a target's shields.
There he is. Yeah, I rammed him.
Target shields offline. Target destroyed.
Consider me impressed. Your final target has dropped into the area. This time your opponent will fight back, but its damage capability has been greatly reduced. Your target will not react until it registers shield damage. Engage when ready.
Pull back on the throttle. Watch it on the bottom sensor. Work with your throttle.
Target destroyed.
That was the last target. Even if you're planning on a peaceful career, understanding the basics of combat is vital for a pilot's long-term survival. For advanced combat information, you should refer to the pilot's handbook, which we'll cover in more detail soon. The next step of your evaluation involves a hyperspace jump to a neighboring star system. On this occasion, your ship's computer has selected your destination for you. We'll cover selecting destinations manually soon.
Just
The
deploy.
maslock indicator on the bottom right of the dashboard is active. This means a large object is in close proximity, preventing you from engaging the FSD. To resolve this, throttle up to move a safe distance away from the megaship. The maslock indicator has gone out. When you are ready to travel light years in seconds, engage the FSD.
Sure, all's well.
Ready to engage.
Wants us to increase our throttle. But again, you can exit at any time and restart, and just keep restarting. Start over till you're comfortable. I don't like facing a star.
Technology has made the task of leaping between star systems appear trivial. Never let this simplicity distract from the marvel humanity has achieved. Your next stop is Quello Station. This time we'll employ the Supercruise Assist module to guide your approach.
Assist left.
Open the external interface panel to your left and select the Navigation tab. With the destination selected, throttle up and aim towards your target. The compass to the left of the sensor display will help you orient yourself. Good. Let's take a moment to review the interface panels either side of your chair. The external panel is primarily used to interact with the galaxy around you. For example, you can access maps, display contracts, and review nearby objects. Meanwhile, the internal panel displays information about you and your ship. You can adjust module functions, check your records, and access the codex, among other things.
Is this right? Yeah, the first one he talked about was the left. Sys left. Sys left. Transactions.
New pilots often wonder what their first step into the galaxy should be. The pilot's handbook is a great source of help in this regard. It details a variety of professions and how to outfit your ship for them. The handbook also offers advice on various ship functions that aren't covered in this evaluation. You can find the pilot's handbook in the codex, accessible on the home screen via the internal interface panel.
Is this right?
The trails moving around you are FSD wakes. Your ship is also emitting one. The position of each correlates with their respective sensor display icons. In a moment, we'll be going through the docking process. This will cover docking permissions and a standard landing pad approach.
I always use a docking computer. Hey, you got the technology, use it. If you want to try manual docking, you can do that too. So, probably not in the training, but outside of the training, you can. This is not a hard game if you take the time to learn your controls.
Welcome to Quello Station. This is the final stretch. You'll dock here shortly, but I'd like you to position your ship near the starport's access corridor first.
Which is that mail slot.
Starports are the backbone of humanity's operations throughout inhabited space. They provide mission boards, the commodities market, a number of specialized contacts, and various ship facilities. Good. Ease off the throttle and hold position here. Oh, and try not to block the access corridor. We'll be using the docking computer for this landing. You can always dock manually in future, of course,
Sys
but
left.
practice in a training simulation first. Whichever method you use, all ships must seek docking permission before approaching a landing pad. To request docking permission, open your external interface panel and select the Contacts tab. Then select Quello Station in the list, followed by Request Docking in the information panel.
Docking permission authorized. Docking assist has been engaged.
You've been assigned landing pad 3. The compass will point towards your designated pad. Ships need to be within 7.5 kilometers of a starport for a docking request to be considered.
I'm using an Oculus Rift S VR headset. And I have an HP Reverb G2, supposed to be here tomorrow. I have the tracking number for it. But they do lose tracking sometime. You might have seen it just stutter. Normally it doesn't go this slow, but I guess because you're a new pilot, or we're a new pilot. So it's okay. Yeah, I like VR because everything's in 3
The
dimensions.
docking computer will now demonstrate a safe landing procedure. Let's review what it's doing. Landing gear must be deployed. The related dashboard indicator lights up if this has been done.
Landing gear deployed.
In a moment, the sensor display will switch to the precision approach display, which helps you accurately set belly down on the landing pad.
Docking procedure complete. Engaging pad restraints. Let's get your ship ready.
Congratulations, Commander. Your evaluation has been successful, and a license is being assigned to you as I speak. We just need to finalize your credentials. Enter the hangar to exit this evaluation. It's time to blaze your own trail across the galaxy. The manner in which you do so is up to you.
From scratch 2. I always pick the Horizons Sidewinder, the first one. I don't think it really matters anymore, but we'll do a lot of planetary operations, so we'll pick that one. Sidewinder 2.
Welcome to your new ship, Commander. Your pilot's Federation license has been issued, and you're free to traverse the galaxy as an independent pilot. Before launching for the first time, allow me to quickly introduce the basic interface for mission contracts. Almost all pilots will use the mission board at some stage. A contract has been assigned to you. Active missions are displayed in the Transactions tab of the external interface panel. This time you'll need to travel to Mawson Dock in the Dromi system. You can select these destinations from the navigation screen of the external interface panel. If you'd like to practice your journey first, I recommend the training simulations accessed via the internal interface panel. To review what we've discussed, select your comms panel and scroll through the recorded text. I'll contact you at Mawson Dock if you decide to complete this mission. If you choose to take a different path, then I wish you luck, Commander.
And I'm a trader by trade in this game, so that's what we'll be doing. We'll be doing mainly trade, and within a month and a half we will be elite status, and we'll land on planets and gather materials and all kinds of things. Now you see there's these winged square boxes. You need to stay within those. Do not travel outside to these others. Don't do that yet. Stay within these flagged ones for now. So we're not going to go outside yet. Now, I have a fleet carrier that we're going to use at some point. We're going to go from here. Let's see. What is that? I don't know if I've seen that one. Try to see what it says. Not sure what that one's for. Well, we'll get there when we get there. First, we're just going to go to Dromi and deliver this welcome to the galaxy. You have 7 days to do it, and they give you 10,000 credits for the first one. And we'll be collecting credits by doing missions. We're going to buy new ships that carry more cargo and more cargo and more cargo, so we can make, like right now we're making 10,000. We'll work our way out to Sothis and Ceos, where you can make up to 37 million to deliver one cargo mission. So we'll be heading that direction. Now at the moment, the last time I was there, for some reason, it had dropped to as low as 6 million per cargo mission, but when you're looking at 10,000 here, 6 million even sounds good. So we'll be working our way that direction, but we're not going to get in a big hurry, and we're going to deliver some missions. Sys right. Again, I'm using voice commands. We have 2. So actually we could carry some cargo too, because we have 2 units available. You can see if there is 2 units. Now this data, yeah, we're not doing a salvage mission. Let's see what they got. These carrier missions, we can take that. We have 2 units available, so we can't take the deliver 3T unless we want to take multiple trips, which I usually don't want to do. Deliver 3, deliver 6. Now I don't want to carry more than what we can. Okay. So we're ready for the next video. They've given us 1,000. I like to do advanced maintenance. We can see in the outfitting. Let's go ahead and look at that. We're not going to be doing any combat. So we're going to go ahead and sell our, which they were loaned, so we don't make anything off of them. But we're going to sell those because that'll lighten our load, because we're going to be a trader. So we need as light as possible for our jump range. Utility mounts, we don't worry about that yet. Optional. We have a shield generator. We have planetary vehicle hangar. We're not going to do any of that right now. Want to lighten our load there. We have 2 cargo space. This Super Cruise Assist, we want to keep that. We want to keep our docking computer and the planetary approach. So let's see what we can do here. We can do 1s for extra cargo. So we're out of money, and our insurance cost, our rebuy is $13, but the one thing about a Sidewinder, if you die, they just give you another Sidewinder, so that's all okay. See, now we can come into the missions board because we have 4. Is this right? So, okay, refinery. Okay, how's it going? What's that? Yeah, refinery. We don't worry about that right now. We have 4 cargo capacities. So now we can take one of these. See, deliver 3. We can do a 3. Let's see where it's going. Aldrich. Aldrich. We will be going to Aldrich. So, and when we get to Mason Dock, we can get more cargo. So let's go ahead and accept that. Mission list expired. So, okay, let's go back over to the missions board. Deliver 3. So we'll take that 3 on our next adventure. So I appreciate you coming along. Hopefully you come along again. Make sure you press that subscribe button in the lower right hand corner of the video. YouTube requires that I have 1,000 subscribers, and I only have 200. Yeah, I moved our power through the power distributor away from weapons because we don't have weapons, because we're not going to do weapons at the moment. And you can if you wish, but I'm a trader at heart, so we're going to do trade at the moment. We're going to try to collect as many credits as we can. So be sure to press that subscribe button. It's free. YouTube allows you as the viewer to subscribe to 2,000 channels. And underneath the video in the description, you see ways of donating, joining our Patreon, finding our fleet carrier at some point, and adding tritium to its fuel tank. Watch more of our videos at GFM_RDG. So until the next video, thank you for watching. Goodbye.